15 months later, an official report finally released about a deadly plane crash in East Haven. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Keith Kuntz. It was a morning in August of last year that many of us will never forget. A private plane slammed into two homes near Tweed Airport, killing 4 people. Well, this morning, News 8 obtained the final official NTSB report on that crash. News 8's Kent Pierce live this noon in our New Haven newsroom with more on what it has to say. Kent.
And Keith, those of us who covered the crash will certainly never forget it. 4 people died when this plane just fell out of the sky into an East Haven neighborhood after more than a year of investigating. The NTSB has now told us what we kind of figured from the beginning. This was a pilot unable to cope with the weather conditions while he was landing.
Oh my God.
It was smoke, confusion, and shock on the morning of August 9th, 2013. Nobody knew how a plane landing at Tweed Airport ended up smashing into 2 houses in East Haven, killing 4 people. But right away, the National Transportation Safety Board started investigating, taking these pictures. This is what was left of the cockpit. This is the left wing that broke off. And this is the tail section. Look closely and you can see the biggest clue of all. This plane was upside down when it crashed. Several witnesses told investigators they saw the plane turn upside down just before the crash, and the reason for that was probably weather.
Well, there were some showers over Long Island Sound coming up from Stratford, and they were kind of dying out. That alone can contribute to some changeable winds.
Storm Team 8 meteorologist Gil Simmons was watching those showers and winds. NTSB investigators determined the plane was making a circular approach to Tweed, quote, which would have required a 180-degree turn with a 45-degree or greater bank to align with the runway. That meant the plane would have flown through constantly changing winds.
Not only different speeds at different heights, but you can get different direction at different heights, and that is a big challenge. That is referred to as wind shear. And I don't think it's impossible to have conditions like that around during this particular date.
Which could account for the plane flipping. A sudden tailwind would also make it easier for the plane to stall. The NTSB official explanation is that, quote, it was likely the pilot encountered an aerodynamic stall as he was banking sharply while flying in and out of clouds, trying to align the airplane with the runway. The report shows the pilot, former Microsoft executive William Henningsgaard, did have the sleep aid Ambien in his system, but a small enough amount that he probably took some the night before. He and his son Max died in the crash, along with 13-year-old Sade Brantley and her 1-year-old sister Madison Mitchell. They were in one of the houses the plane hit. This report shows the pilot had more than 2,000 hours of flight time, but the NTSB doesn't know if he ever tried a circling landing like this in bad weather conditions like he had on that day. Live in the New Haven newsroom, I'm Kent Pierce. Keith, back to you.